How's it going, everybody? I'm going to show you how to add players, edit rosters, and submit your team through our website. So the first thing that you want to do once you get registered with a tournament is you want to log into your email and login. So I will log in. Alright, so once we log in, guys, this is what our dashboard is going to look like. This is what every coach's dashboard looks like. The first thing I want to show you is if you have any staff members, whether they're coaches, admin people that help you with staff or payments, this is how you would add them. Is you would just click add staff member. You would enter their email address. Alright, and then you would just add their role, whether they're your head coach, assistant coach, or team admin. So I'll just do team admin and I'll click submit, and it would then send that person an email saying that they've been added as a team admin, and they would just have to fill out their information, name, email, phone number. Then they'll be added and they would get all updates they need for Prospect Select roster, which is this team. You would have to do that for each team. If you have 5 teams and you have 5 different admin people, you'd have to add each person to their own team. Alright, the next thing I want to show you is how to add players to your roster. So you would just click the add players button. You hit this prompt, you'll click I'm not a robot, and we'll click submit. So first step is you want to add players. You're going to add players right here by just clicking this button. You would add, your whole roster. First, you would go 0. You'll go Johnny Johnson, and then we'll go down here to the next person. We'll go 27, and go Luis Perez. And say you need to add another slot, you can just click add more players. We'll go 8. We'll go Jack Fisher. Alright, you have your whole team in there now, and the next thing you want to do is you just want to click submit. Once you click submit, it'll bring you to this prompt right here. When you're in this prompt, you want to click here to get link. Once you click here to get link, we will then get an email. So let me go to the email. You'll get an email from Prospect Select, and the email says, please forward this email to your players, parents, or their legal guardian. They'll need to use the link below to complete their player profile and assign that player to their account. By completing this form, it'll allow the players to be on your official roster. So once they go ahead and do that, they will click update player profile. Okay, and I will show you that in a part 2 video on what it shows on their end. Okay, this is part 2 of rosters implication. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to go to the email. Now let's say I am a player on the team Prospect Select roster. I get this email, and then this email says, you forwarded it now to your players, and I'm a player. Now I'm going to update player profile. I'll open it through Safari. Okay, it'll get this prompt here. I will click I'm not a robot. It may take you through this section right here, and then we'll click submit. Now once we click submit, this is the prompt that your players are going to see. First, it asks who are you. I'm going to be a athlete that is 18 plus. Okay, and now by creating this, you're giving us consent, or I can create it as an athlete that's under 18. So let me go date of birth. It'll ask you the date of birth, your first name, your last name, your email. It'll ask you all of this. You'll have to agree. Now, the very next thing in this blue is I need to register a player with this team and fill out a player profile. Each player will have to click that, and all it's going to ask me is which player am I. So if my name is Johnny Johnson, I'm going to click this right here, and it's going to ask me to fill out my player profile information. Once I click or fill all of this information out right here, I will then scroll all the way down to the very end, Not all of this stuff is required, by the way. Like only the asterisk stuff is required. Your travel team, this other stuff is not fully required. You would then click complete registration, and that kid's player's profile will be complete. Each player on your team must complete a player profile. So now I'm going to take you back to your coach's dashboard. Once you get here to your coach's dashboard and you want to see if your players have filled out the roster or not, you can click edit and submit roster. Then your event should show up here. So this is a 2022 Palm Beach Classic. Okay. If you see Johnny Johnson in black and you can check him off, that means he filled out his roster. This means Jack Fisher and Luis Perez have not filled out their roster. You can then come up here to manage players. If you want to get the link, you can copy and paste it or email it back to yourself. Now let's say Jack Fisher is no longer on this team. You can hit the X mark, and it'll just bring him over to players on other teams. If you have a big organization and multiple teams, you would have all your players over here. You would maybe have 50 players over here, and you could put them on the correct team over here on the left. So let's say you want to add Jack Johnson back onto the team. All you have to do is add him, put his jersey number, and then click submit. All right. Once you have everybody on your roster, you can go ahead and you can click check all, and all 10 to 15 players are going to be checked off, and you can click submit roster. Once you click submit roster, you are done.